This is Hannibal here from thehannibaltv.com, and we have none other than second generation wrestler, former WWE TV.com, and we have none other than second generation wrestler, former WWE TV.com. There was an echo, but he's going to be back. We're having a couple technical issues with Jamie Dundee, but he's going to pop back. And we're going to get this going. We'll ask some fan questions. Oh, there he comes.
How's that?
That's good. Are you ready to go? You're getting an echo now?
Fine.
Do you still hear an echo? Okay, let me get my mic. I'll be right back. All right. You guys can comment if you can hear me. He was saying he couldn't hear me. Let's try this again. How is it now? Can you hear me now?
That noise is gone, but it's echoing. Yeah, I can hear you, but it's echoing.
Okay, well there's no echo. I can't hear an echo, so I guess the only way to stop that might be is if do you have headphones or something to plug in? That might stop the echo.
Yeah, I got some. Hold on, let me get them.
Okay. All right, fans, we're having some technical problems, but we're going to get going here.
Like anything, bro, I've got a million pairs, but because I need them right now, I don't know where one fucking pair is.
Yeah, I know what that is.
It sounds okay.
I think there's
okay
some.
To me now, it's not echoing.
Okay, that's fine then. We could get started if it's not echoing.
It's not echoing on my end.
Okay, great. Well, there's fans on here and they're saying that there's no echo, so I think we're good to go.
Well, let's rock and roll, baby.
All right, Jamie Dundee from PG-13, second generation wrestler, Memphis wrestling legend, former WWE, WCW, ECW superstar. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm very well, sir. I'm glad that we got this done because I said to my wife, I think I got a radio show or something to do today, but I don't know. And then at 5 o'clock, I said, oh my God, it's 5 o'clock, or maybe I do it. But anyway, it works out, and here we are. So, hot damn, I didn't know. Show another one.
Where are you living now? Still Nashville or Memphis area?
Yeah, well, I mean, I live by Evansville, Indiana, which was our Wednesday night shows were in Evansville, Indiana. I live about 20 miles from Evansville
Okay.
on the
Yeah.
Kentucky side.
Terry, or who used to live there that just passed away? Freddie Joe Floyd, Tracy Smothers. Were you friends with him at all?
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him about the last 6 months of his life. I probably saw him 50 times because he didn't live right down the road. And my brother-in-law, JD Thunder, was his tag partner for the last couple of years. And so JD and me would go over to the hospital and see him when he was in the chemo and all that stuff. And so yeah, I saw him. I saw him all the way up to about a couple of days before he passed. Because see, me and Smothers, we had like a little thing every time I talked to Tracy. He'd say, "Dundee, I can't believe it. You're alive, Dundee. You're alive." And I'd say, "Yeah, Tracy, I'm still alive." And so I said to him, I said, "Tracy, you're alive." And he said, "But just barely, but I'm still alive, Dundee."
You look healthy. You look just like you did in the last interview that I saw you in, which was probably 10 years ago.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I live a pretty good life, man. I just let my wife and children boss me around and tell me what to do, and it seems to be working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There's a fan on here that says, has Happy Face ever apologized to you for going behind your back in '97 over the plane ticket fiasco?
Well, now I don't guess he really owes me an apology, but the happy face they must be talking about would be Jim Ross because he's only got a half a face. You know, he talked like that right there. He said, "Hey, King." He said, "Jamie Dundee, let me get them tickets. I got to upgrade them." Instead of just saying, "Hey, man, you're fucking fired," he wanted to, just lie and bullshit. And I don't know. I don't know if that's part of the game or not, but I'm from the real world, and I know who I am. So if you got a problem with me, you just bring it out in the open. You don't have to lie to me and connive and just say, "Give me the tickets back. We're going to upgrade them." He should have just said, "You're fired, motherfucker." And I would have got my shit and went on down the road.
What were you fired
No,
over?
he
Was there
never
a
apologized.
okay? Was there a reason that they gave for why they fired you?
Nah, well, first of all, when you own a company, you don't have to give a reason. It's kind of like anything. You just say you're done. But no, they never gave a reason, but I'm sure I know the reason. The reason would be because when they called PG-13 to come and work there, I didn't call them. They called me. It wasn't like they didn't know who they were calling. It wasn't like they said, I wonder what these guys will be like. My reputation precedes me. A lot of it's not even true, but I take credit for it because I don't care what people think. I live my life for me and me and my mind first, and then the rest it just comes into play. So, but we were fired over extensive drug use and partying, and that's what the WWE or the F or whatever you want to call it. That's what they do. They have a drug policy, but only when they want to use it to fire you. They don't care if you're doing drugs when they love you and need you, but when they want to get rid of you and get out of the contract, then they all of a sudden care about the drug abuse and they pissed at you, and that's a reason to fire you.
Yeah, because wasn't Shawn Michaels around in that time and having all those issues?
Yeah, maybe, but Shawn was the one that came to me because my father gave Shawn his first job. Jose Lothario came to my dad when he was a booker for Bill Watts' territory and said, "Hey, I got this kid, man. Look to check him out." And my dad gave Shawn his first break, his first job. So, in a sense, all of that kind of means something in the wrestling world. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. And so when me and Wolfie actually walked out on the WWF on the Road Warriors match, we just left the building. Said, "Fuck you." We got paid and we left. We're not just going to let you just beat us 1, 2, 3 real quick and get rid of us. And so Shawn came outside. He's like, "What's going on, Jamie?" I'm like, "Well, what's going on is these jackoffs ain't got the balls to fire somebody. They have to fucking just tell you they're going to upgrade your tickets or they're going to do this, they're going to do that. All just bullshit. Just shit I've heard my whole entire life. My dad was a booker when these fucking jackoffs were all still carrying Vince's bags. So for them to come and feed me a line of shit like that, I know better. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck you, we're leaving." So we just left, and of course, we went to the Road Warriors and said this has nothing to do with getting beat by the Road Warriors. You dudes are God. Y'all could beat Moses and Jesus 1, 2, 3, and nobody would care because you're the Road Warriors. This ain't about losing to the Road Warriors. This is about the way that they have done it and the way that they have took my money, because that's what they did when they came and took back 5 because they give you the plane tickets for the whole month. And when they took back 5 plane tickets, they took back 5 payoffs. And fuck that. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I need my money. And so that's why we left. And then Shawn comes outside and he says, Jamie, bro, what's going on? I tell him what's going on. He says, I promise you, as my word, I will make sure you get your money every single week for the next 5 weeks like you're supposed to. And I said, I believe you. Let's go in here and do this job. And so we went in, let the Road Warriors beat us in a minute and a half, and got on out of there. And we got paid 5 weeks in a row because Shawn knows, and I know, and old school wrestlers know. It's he couldn't save our job or he couldn't do nothing else, but he could damn sure make sure we got our 5 weeks, and he did. So my hat's off to him.
How was your experience in WWE overall, other than, of course, the Jim Ross thing? Oh, we lost him, but we'll keep asking the fan questions. I think wherever he is, the internet connection isn't the strongest. Okay. Here he's back. You're back.
You were started to echo, and then it hung up again.
Okay.
It started echoing, and then it went to that page that says something went wrong. Try again.
How was your relationship with Brian Christopher, and what did you think about the mysterious way he passed? A lot of people say it wasn't suicide; it was a setup.
First of all, if you're asking my opinion is Brian did. That's my opinion. That is how I feel. Brian was in a very dark place. Brian stayed at my house for 6 weeks, right before, maybe 6 months, 8 months before that happened. He stayed at my house, and him and Chase Stevens had their incident, whatever. Brian was put in the hospital. It was Brian.
Oh. Hopefully he'll come back, guys. I don't know. But I appreciate your questions. I think it's a Wi-Fi issue. We may... And I know there's a lot of fans on here that want to ask questions, but there seems... Oh, there he is back again.
Is this something on my end doing this, you think? Or?
I don't know if it's a connection issue or what, but if it happens again, we can just try it again another time. But you were saying about Brian Christopher?
So you got a bad echo again, and every time it seems like it echoes, it disappears.
Okay. Well, we can try this again another time. If
sounds good.
do you want to try and finish about Brian Christopher before we go? Yeah. I think we'll throw in the towel on this. We'll try it another time because there's some technical issue.
Yeah, I can't hear nothing you're saying, bro. It's the echo so bad.
Okay. Well, we'll do it another time. I'll just write it.
All right, gentlemen, I'm sorry, man. I'm here if you want to do it later today, or if you want me to go download something else or something, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. You can't hear me at all, right? Yeah. All right, guys. I think there's some sort of Wi-Fi issue, so I'm going to throw in the towel on this one. Sorry. We'll try and get him back another time. We tried. At least we got the Shawn Michaels.